Hello, how are you doing? This is Comic Book Ant back with another video. So what I probably should have said in my first video is that as well as talking about entertainment as far as comics, movies, TV shows, also a little bit of sports, I'm also going to talk about how to make comics, or at least talk about my process in making comics, because I do want this to be an informative thing occasionally. I want this to be something that has a little dexterity. You know, some videos are going to be just talking shit. Some videos are going to be, educational. You know what I'm saying? Or not educational, but, informal, you might say. So, I started a thread earlier. I usually start threads, early in the day. Be bored, just want to get some replies, kind of get a conversation going. So I said, what is the hardest part about writing fiction? Could be dialogue, writer's block, marketing, etc. Good faith replies only. And thankfully, for once, everybody listened. And most of the responses were about marketing, is some formatting stuff, writer's block. It was a majority. It was 4 things that I'll get back into. We can go through. These are all the guys. Shouts out to Chris Moses. Shouts out to Rob. Marketing. That's like some world building stuff. Finding an audience, marketing, finding an audience, getting the audience hooked, which is world building, marketing. So a majority of them were about marketing. So I kind of wanted to get some actual numbers. How many, get some tangible digits we can kind of look at. And what's the hardest part about writing? Same thing. Dialogue, 16.7%. Marketing, 50%. That's 30 people. This poll was up for 3 hours and 30 people said that the biggest problem is marketing, finding time, and world building. So, because I love talking about making comics, I'm going to do a video about how to do these things. It's going to be mostly anecdotal. It's going to be me. It's going to be my process. And maybe you can take some things away that, might help you out. Dialogue, I might even break into like a specific kind of playlist, because I think there's so many different facets to dialogue, as well as marketing as well, and world building. But dialogue especially is my favorite part of the process. I fucking love dialogue. Okay. As far as marketing goes, you're going to read the title of the video, Market Yourself and Not Your Comic Book. Market yourself and not your comic book. Why do I say that? The reason I say market yourself and not market your comic book is because, generally speaking, not a lot of people read comic books. Just a fact. You know what I'm saying? Manga's smoking them. You know what I'm saying? Blowing them out the water, frankly. Movies, TVs. You have all these streaming services for movies, TVs, miniseries. And there's this big boom. And then, the comic book industry, I don't think it's booming, certainly. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But you think about your family. Most of them probably aren't avid comic book readers. So let's start there. Secondly, you're probably going to market a comic book based heavily on two things, the premise and the genre. That's probably the 2 biggest things you're going to market your comic book on. So your premise, you have to have a really great premise, right? That's the start. Or you have to be really good at pitching said premise. These are things that take time. These are things that are really, it's really hard to sharpen these skills to do them effectively. Story time. we're in a group chat, or excuse me, a space, and we're doing pitches, working on elevator pitches. What is an elevator pitch? Okay, if we climb on an elevator together and we get off at 20th floor, you tell me the story, and by the time you reach the 20th floor and we both get off, you would have told me a pitch and sold me. Okay, so what is that, like a minute, 2 minutes? So I'm talking to this guy, I'm like, yo, tell me your elevator pitch. And this guy says, well, first let me tell you about when I was a child. And I rolled my fucking eyes, and this dude was rapping, just talking. And I set a timer for 5 minutes. Put myself on mute. And it had been 5 minutes until he offered a pause for anybody to cut in. It was 5 minutes. Again, I reset the same timer, did it again. So this person is so excited about his premise that he didn't understand the assignment. And frankly, elevator pitches are a skill. Then we get to the genre conversation. The reason I don't like pitching based off of genre, or at the very least, it's good to have multiple titles from multiple genres, is what if I run into somebody who doesn't like the genre? I'm fucked at that point. If they don't like the genre, essentially. Like, what if, they're very adamant. You're kind of, you can find an audience through a genre, but you also might be turning certain people off. Why am I saying to market yourself and not the comic book? Well, one, let's go back to the genre thing. The only reason you would buy a comic book from me, if you were adamantly against the genre, is because you like me. And then again, for the pitch, you don't have to be the best pitch artist, but you come off in a certain way that connects to a customer. They're going to buy your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be the best pitch master, and you don't have to. That also necessitates that your book is something that, when you're going to need great art to appeal to somebody. You're right. If you're going primarily on the comic, once they open it up, the lettering has to be good. People notice this stuff. Dialogue, all this stuff has to be good in order to sell somebody purely off the comic book. Now, if you sell yourself, people will want you to succeed. Shouts out to Chris Moses. He told me this. When people know you, they want you to succeed. This is true for people that I don't even particularly care for. Once I get to know them, I don't want to see them fail. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard thing to watch somebody that you empathize with fail. You want to support them. So, how do you market yourself is the question. And simply put, you market yourself by just talking about yourself. I'm going to tell you what I do. What I do is I often throw out hot takes. Look at this tweet. I will single-handedly rid the writing community of imposter syndrome. Some shit like that. I was recently at Fredericksburg Comic and Toy Show. I posted a pic from that. I talked about Attack on Titan today. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving advice. These are selling yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're putting your personality out there. That's all it is. Now, not everybody is comfortable putting themselves out there like crazy. What I will say is you don't have to be super outgoing to promote yourself. You can be a shy person. You can preface your shit by saying, I'm shy, but hi. I'm shy, but I'm enjoying this show. Hey, I like this piece of art. Just letting people get to know you and your taste and all this stuff. It's very simple. Even if you're like a quiet, reserved individual, and then there's some overlap between promoting yourself and promoting your comic book, right? Like if you post a picture of your comic book, that's promoting your art. If you add some personality, you are promoting yourself on the way to promoting your art. So I would add a lot of personality to your social media campaigns. I think that's the thing. And I understand it sounds daunting. I understand it sounds like it's not for everybody. And frankly, it's not. But I want you to think about all the people that make comics, all the people that make mainstream comics. Do you think that all of them were extroverted people naturally? Probably not. Probably not. Probably a lot of them would consider themselves introverts, frankly. And you can be an introvert and put yourself out there and get good results. So once again, let people know who you are, show some personality, and you don't even have to be funny. It helps being funny. You don't have to be funny. You know how many posts I see that are puns? I fucking hate puns, but other people like them. You post enough puns, you will make some fans. Believe me. So again, to talk about marketing, I think that's the simplest, most effective way to market. We can get into more deeper stuff another time. But simply putting yourself out there, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and just talking to people, relating to people, that's how you're going to market your book. Because if they like you, they will buy your comic. And I have some evidence of this. So right here, I have my Kickstarter. I zoomed in because some of this is sensitive information. So this is the KSU 1 through 2 Kickstarter. I'm gonna hover over, and it looks like the 2's getting clicked off, but that's $239 pledged for no reward. Off the strength. I did nothing. They got nothing in that investment. They got absolutely nothing except the satisfaction of supporting me because I put myself out there. All right. Y'all follow me on Twitter. I don't get along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some of my good friends I don't get along with all the time on Twitter. But we get to know each other. We form a community. We get to understand each other better. And that's what it's all about. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to give people motivation to put themselves out there more. I think the best way to kind of, once you build a foundation, you can build on top of that. And I think starting with just posting and putting yourself out there on social media is a good place to start to understand marketing. And I used to hate marketing myself. I really did. The KSU 1, I spent a lot of money. Comics cost a lot. And I found myself in a bit of a hole after the KSU 1. But I was only on Facebook. I wasn't on Reddit. I wasn't on Instagram. I wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't on YouTube. And I had a conversation with my friend about marketing. And I said, I've got to promote myself better. My business is going to fail. I cannot depend on friends and family to support my business. So I got on Twitter, and then here we are. I have a lot of genuine connections with people. I have a lot of genuine connections with people, and we have a community, which is even better, which is the best thing for building an audience. So to me, loving the hardest part of the job, loving and fully embracing the toughest part, the part that 50%, it went down a little bit. 50%, a little under 50% of the people that make comics don't like it's the hardest part. I felt like that would be huge. And the beauty of understanding marketing is that you can spread the love and the advice and help other people. And they can give you advice too. And then all of a sudden we've just gotten better because I embraced the hardest part of the process. So just another quick video. Wanted to throw something up. So, we're going to talk about world building, finding time, dialogue. We weren't really going to get into this one. The finding time one, that might be the next shit. I ain't going to lie. But if you like this video, if you found it informative, if you found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 subs by the end of tomorrow. And once I get those 100 subs, because I feel like I'm going to get the 100 subs, my fan base, or my friends really, let's be honest, my friends are super supportive and they have not let me down yet. I'm thinking we're going to hit 100 subs within 3 days, which would be fantastic. So please like and subscribe and be on the lookout for more content. Thank you.